so here we have a E4OD transmission, and this is 95 or 96 model. Same thing here. We're going to go ahead and do a teardown inspection. This is the cord that we got for that other unit. So let's go ahead and start with this thing. I got another unit over there, so, and I know this transmission is kind of big, but just bear with me just a little bit. Try to manhandle this thing. I got the camera close as close as I can. I got a little bit of wider view. We'll go ahead and take the extension housing off. And here we have a vehicle speed sensor on this one. Here we have a vehicle speed sensor. That's a 7/16 socket. And this is a dual type speed sensor on some of the Ford trucks. You have a speed sensor connected going in electronically, and then you still have a physical cable going to your speedometer. So this is a dual type of speed sensor. Actually, all speed sensors that you get like this, they come with a little cover here, and that little cover can just be pried off, and then you can stick your cable in there. 7/16s. Let's get this thing out of the way. Get the speed sensor out of the way. It had no gear. You saw that. There's no gear on the speed sensor. All right. Let's go ahead and get our 13-inch socket again. Get our extension housing out of the way. Extension housing gasket. On a teardown of a E4OD on another video that I just did, I talked about this worm track right here, which is for the speed sensor. If you already watched that video, you probably remember that. Go ahead and remove our pump bolt. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and flip it over. Matter of fact, I think I gotta put you guys on pause right quick. I need to change my bucket up underneath my bench. Okay, now that I got my bucket changed, let's go ahead and flip this thing over. It's a little different. This is a deep pan transmission, but we can use the pan off the other one. You can see this is a little bent inwards. All right, 10mm bolts. Let's go ahead and take this off. We're going to check the condition of this unit to see how good or how bad this is. And we got this unit for the same price, actually cheaper than the price of the case for that Ford Lightning. We're gonna match up our linkage. We're gonna actually make this work for the Lightning. This thing looks in real good shape. I mean, it's very, very clean. Let's go ahead and get this thing out of here somewhere out of the way. You can see the filter's different from E4OD, and of course it's a deep pan, just like the 4R100 from the early model E4OD, I meant to say. And this is going to have 2 big check balls and 3 small ones. Let's go check that out. take our 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 10 millimeter nuts. Now let's go ahead and take all of our 8s. We're going to start right here with this lower valve body. And we're going to see how many check bolts are here. Just so that you will know the 3 differences. I have 2 teardown videos on 40100s. I have that other teardown video on that, actually, this one is 89 to 95. I got the 2 same check bolts here. So this is actually an earlier model with the later model solenoid pack. It has a 95 and up, 96 and up solenoid pack. I'll show you the difference here in a minute. You got to look for the other solenoid pack. It's here somewhere. It's over there. They are both on off. '89 to 95. They take. Remember, they take 9 check balls. Take this plate off. Got to remember that that plate has to be there, otherwise you're not going to have any reverse or any engine braking on manual first. Accumulator valve body, pressure modulator valve, 2nd accumulator, 3rd accumulator, and 4th accumulator. This is our main valve body. If you remember, we have 2 check balls here, 1 and 2. Solenoid pack. Get my hammer. Like I mentioned on the other one, you tap it, you help it. Sometimes the O-ring gets a lot of corrosion here on the aluminum to the rubber, and they get stuck real bad. And if you try to pry them, you're gonna, damage the solenoid pack. This is an early model connector, solenoid pack connector. On your left and on your right, you can see the difference on the connector itself. See that this has a thin wall and this one has a thicker wall. This is the early type connector, and we need this on that because the wiring harness will have to match to this solenoid pack. We could get a pick under here and pry this little adapter, put the seal on it, and put it on this solenoid pack. And actually, if this was an earlier type, they'd have closed walls right here. It has lower pressure, and the late models, which have the walls right here, has a little bit higher pressure, and they work a little better. But they are both, it looks like this has been modified to be used on that. So we could use either or. Gotta check them out though. Alright, we'll go ahead and continue with this thing. Alright. Separator plate, 89 to 95, has a yellow stripe, it's barely visible. The yellow stripe, 89 to 95. Here we have a check ball. I mentioned to you before on the 40100s here that we have like a little slot here. Some of them do, 98 and 97. 99 and up, they have like a little square, or it doesn't have nothing there. And we have two two holes that holds the check ball and a little slot for no check ball. Watch those other videos, you'll know what I'm talking about for that. Alright, let's go ahead and count the check balls. One should be here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 9 check balls. We have an EPC relief spring here, and a check ball that goes on top of the spring. Look at the spring. So the spring goes in first, and then the check ball goes on top, like that. Sorry about that. Right here. So this is the way it goes, and then the separator plate goes on top. All right. We get our 13mm bolts, and let's go ahead and remove these 3 bolts right there. The top one with the small hole is for the overdrive and second clutch piston housing, and then the these two are the center support bolts. They're different size, so they won't fit. Just in case you were wondering, they won't fit. Let's get our 8 check balls out of the transmission. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 check balls. Got all 8 check balls here. Oops. And a runaway one. Alright, where's my pliers? Intermediate servo piston. Updated, as I talked about before. Alright, let's see. Let me get this thing. This is going to be a little challenging since I got that unit here. I got to tear down next. I got to get some parts for that. Oh, shit. Let's see here. Alright, I need 2 extension housing. One here. One here. Get my handy dandy seal puller here. Attaboy. Come here, Pilgrim. There we go. Got it out. All right. This is a real good, starting to look like a real good core for this unit. I have a friend of mine that he sells hard parts, and he's gonna make we're gonna make this thing. He's gonna give me everything from a 40100, from a 7.3 diesel, like the rear planet, forward planet, and the overdrive planet. First, we're gonna see here what we got, and we're gonna work from there. I already spent too much time on this transmission, well, on this truck actually. I just want to get it out of here. But let's see what happens here. It's our pump. I mean, you can see already see that the fluid is nice and cherry red. So this is going to be a good core. I'll probably talk to my friend, to my buddy. He serves most of the local shops around here. For hard parts, but I mean, if you guys need hard parts, I mean, I'll probably talk to him if he wants to ship some hard parts around and get you guys hooked up with hard parts. And of course, the hard parts are the planets, the drums, the pistons, and stuff like that. This one already has the overdrive. Overdrive center, the center support updated on the overdrive clutch hub. Aluminum piston. It's a regular gasoline pickup truck. Nothing fancy, just a normal pickup truck. Check this out. Get it out of here. Remember the sprag. Turns counterclockwise. and locks to the clock. Counterclockwise, locks to the clock. Overdrive planet. You have to be careful with this planet because if you replace this piece right here, you try to mix them up, there's different lengths of this right here. And it matches the input shaft. As you see, this one has one groove, some of them don't have it. Some input shafts are longer, and this is kind of like in the middle. You got to be careful with that. The splines do strip, so check them out. Check out your splines, make sure that they're not damaged. Get these parts out of the way. Overdrive brake frictions. Looks in real good shape. Look at that. Man, this looks good. Alright. This snap ring right here, I recommend for everybody. Every single one of these transmissions that you build, put a spiral snap ring on this because this snap ring does pop out. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Alright. Let's take our piston out. Wires. Aluminum piston. 4R100s have a molded rubber piston. Molded rubber piston. Here for the overdrive brake. Remove our second and fourth piston housing. Get behind it. Kind of in a weird spot right here, but I'll get it. I'll get it. There we go. You guys remember this? Has a little cutout right there, the little hook. On a regular AutoZone, Duralast real long screwdriver. I do have a snap-on like this, but I don't want to have snap-on yelling at me like, hey, that's not the way we use a screwdriver. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. Get this thing out of the way. Center support. Center support is a bearing type center support. Like I mentioned, it's been updated. Is it too dark in there? Let me see. Let me get a little bit more light in there. How about that? Kind of look a little dark in there. There we go. Bearing type center support. This piece comes with the hub, with the on the overdrive planet. So whenever you order a center support, it's going to come with this piece right here. It's going to come with this piece, and it's going to come with a cup plug with a little orifice for the output shaft. Now on the other video, I showed a snap ring that was sitting right here, and as we see here, this you can see some little bitty marks on it right here, right there, but you can barely feel it with your fingers. Sometimes on the 4R100s it really digs in there, and that snap ring is for that. It no longer sits on the lugs where the second brake frictions go. The lug tube, it no longer sits there, it sits on the snap ring. Upon assembly, I'll show you that. I hope that I'm going to have time for that. Alright. Intermediate band. Man, this is good shape. Yeah, look at that. Brand new, man. Brand new band. Yeah, it's an aftermarket band. The ones that we get like from Transtar. Let's keep digging in. 3 frictions. We had some problems on second gear. As you see, the side of the friction, it's a little bit discolored. You can see the center friction is kind of flaking off a little bit. So it's been on the road for a while, but the steels are good. That's a good sign. All right. intermediate sprag, always keeps together like this. It actually, if you understand how it goes, let me go ahead and take this thing out. This came out like this, right? All right. We have a washer right here. The flat side of the washer, the flat side goes towards the washer, and then we have a lid. The lid goes towards the center support, like that. If you take this out, the sprag, don't freak out, because if you see down here, it's got straight lines, and then on the top it has like a little lid going all the way around it on the outside and on the inside, and then this little cushion springs right here. It allows for you to install it this way, like that. So this is the way it goes. How does it turn? Counterclockwise and locks to the clock. Counterclockwise, locks to the clock. Counterclockwise, locks to the clock. But I always want to tell you that just keep it together. If it comes out, I don't want you to get confused. Anyways, get a manual. Don't just rely on a video. Get your manual, look at your specifications, see sprag rotations, stuff like that. Washer position. All right. Direct and reverse, third and reverse. This is the third clutch drum, and it also does reverse reaction. So basically, this friction's in reverse. This friction's applied with the low reverse clutches. These look in very good shape. They look like automatic frictions that are completely smooth. Automatic frictions, it's a good friction, but it's the cheaper alternative, money-wise. So you will see in a lot of transmissions those types of frictions used. Like usually on that drum, they're wafer cut, but as you saw, they were smooth. These are the forward frictions. This is frictions apply in first gear. These are smooth, but they have some cutouts like right there. And this looks like a kind of like a Rebestos. No, not Rebestos, Borg-Warner friction, but it has no marking on it, so it could be a possibility that it's also a automatic. All right, this drum looks in good shape. Later models, E4ODs and 40100s, the splines, they go like halfway. They don't go all the way through to this side of the drum. Only on this side, I mean, that's the way they are. On C6, they have the splines going through all through it. All right, forward ring gear. And we have this planet assembly, forward planet assembly. This is the original type. This is actually a 4-pinion planet, which is good for this application. But depending on what you want to do with it, you can install. This is a washer type front planet or forward planet. You can install a 6-pinion planet, and it'll be washer type right here. So the planet would be different, and this hub right here, the forward hub, comes as an assembly when you buy it, both together. All right, let's keep on digging in, man. All right. So here we have the sun shell. Bushings are new. Well, not new, but they've been replaced. I mean, you can tell right away. Aftermarket bushings. So this unit was probably working okay. Vehicle got in a wreck, I suppose. The way this thing looks in good shape. 3-pinion planet on the rear. We can put a 40100 setup on the rear with the piece that the low reverse hub, you know, where you hold the low reverse sprag. with the low reverse raise and everything from the rear, low reverse frictions and steels. It can be done. All right, let's take our snap ring for our low reverse friction. This, I mean, if you've watched most of my videos, I mean, you know what I'm talking about with this snap ring, with this screwdriver. Some of you guys probably already have one made like this. All right, where's my snap ring pliers? I think they're on my footprints. Yeah, there they are. All right, so we're opening this up here. Rotate it a little bit to the side. I'm gonna come right here. See if I can grab this thing. There we go. Pop right out. Output shaft snap ring. Get this thing out. Rear flange ring gear. We have another bearing. And we see our low roller down there in good shape compared to the other transmission. The way I installed it, I go clockwise and it goes in, and to take it out, same way, clockwise, and it goes out. So this is what it looks like. This is what a low roller clutch looks like, or supposed to look like. On the other video for the other transmission, the teardown that I did, it didn't look not like this. Look like this. Here we go. This is the cord that we got for that. I guess I'll just post that as part 1, and this one, cord for the lightning or whatever. So we're gonna have a little bit of fun with this transmission here. And of course they want the truck back. Low reverse frictions in good shape. So basically we did almost a complete teardown of this unit. And the only thing that we found so far was the second clutch frictions or second brake or intermediate. They had an issue with it. All right, let's take the frictions off of this drum, of the coast clutch drum. Sometimes it's a little challenge to get behind the snap ring, but we always manage. In good shape. These are a different material, these are a different color, and I mean on all the kits they're all like this, different colors. Get our output shaft out of the way. Here's our parking gear. It takes a washer back there. Here we see the worm tracks for the speedometer. Let me see where's that output shaft at. Here. In comparison, they're the same length. You see there's no worm tracks here. You just see like an embossment where it would have been machined. So same length. This is the way you install the cup plug on this thing. This is the way the cup plug was installed on this output shaft. So it has to be like this, a little bit below flush. Output shaft goes here. Output shaft goes there. What else is in there? Alright. Flip this case over a little bit. Get our 7/16 socket. We're going to remove our low reverse race. Alright, give me those 2 bolts. You can clearly see bushings here. On the other cage you couldn't. Always inspect the race, make sure it's not worn out. Where the roller rides on the sides, you're gonna feel some lip This is in very, very good shape. There's nothing wrong with this. All right, return spring, low reverse return spring. Actually, the low reverse raise actually holds this return spring in place. Let's go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and flip it up. And I'm not sure if I'm far away enough, but I need to blow air on a hole, and my low reverse piston is gonna come out. What do I do with my blow here? That's exactly what we want to hear. We want to see that thing fall all the way down. So here we have our low reverse piston, and on the other transmission, it was probably, the aluminum was probably melted on the sides, where the on the outside or on the inside, actually where all the damage was. On the aluminum to aluminum, they do melt. All right, well, as always, if you like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.